This is the S&P 500 Spider ETF SPY one-day reading for March 3rd, 2025. It's currently February 27th, 2025, 9:50 p.m. Eastern Time. SPY at the time of this reading, $585.05 USD. And the shuffle video for the March 3rd reading was created on February 21st, 2025 at 7:53 p.m. Eastern Time. What we're going to go over in this video will be the overall trend direction for the day, as well as the day-by-day sequence of chart events, information as far as the chart behavior around the highest high for the day, the lowest low for the day, and if there's any good trades that we see, we'll bring that up at the end. It's important to understand that not each card's energy lines up perfectly with an hour of time, and for that reason, there will be some one-day readings that the timing is off rather than being to the hour. It'll be off like plus or minus 1 to 2 hours of wiggle room. And that, it's important to understand that we're predicting the sequence of chart events. The timing is secondary. The sequence of chart events is what you should pay closest attention to. You also really should not try to trade this information on your own. It's not as simple as it looks. This is really for entertainment purposes, our expectations, a guide of our expectations. But in real time, if you've got early access subscription on our website, Tarot for Traders, then you've got the Discord trade alerts for SPY, where we actually do the day trades as we see them come in real time, and keep people up to date if there are some changes to expectations. So highly advise you having that. Also gets you the chart drawings. You can see we're pretty accurate with these chart. Missed this one, we missed this one. Pretty solid on an exit there. Entry, exit, entry, exit, entry, exit, entry, exit, right? So these are pretty solid. You get the live drawings as part of the early access subscription as well. So I'll show you how to get that stuff at the end of the video. But most importantly, make sure to follow that rule of karma. You go to our website, Tarot for Traders. Hover over, click on resources. 5% of the profits should be donated forward to one of these charities. 5% of the profits back to the channel, leaving you with 90%. Make sure to spend that 90% out of love. Following those rules makes you an angel investor of the channel. You're fulfilling the whole purpose of the channel. And for that, the universe will send it back to you tenfold for following through. All right, so let's get into it. Overall theme for the third, we have a rally increasing with the momentum moving forward in time. Behavior around the highest high. There's a rally along a diagonal trend line. We break through horizontal resistance, meet a second resistance, and then we pull back to somewhere between those two price levels, creating the high. And there'll be an attempt to establish support at like a multi-day support level. I say attempt because the power card doesn't really indicate whether or not we find it. Usually it's an attempt and we don't find it, but not always. And then we're advised to trade around a decline increasing with the momentum moving forward in time. Actually, looks like it might be that the majority of the rally actually takes place at the end of the day and or overnight. Pre-market, we've got a rally into key resistance, and then from that resistance, we'll abruptly turn around and decline sharply. And then around the open, a prominent move higher, full retracement with a notable reversal standing out on a one-day chart there in the first half hour. It could be multiple price swings, or it could be like one big reversal. I think there's probably a high there and a notable reversal there in the first half hour. If I'm wrong about a high there in the first half hour, there's very likely that the high will be around between roughly 10 and 11, closer to the 11 o'clock mark. It'll be at key resistance in the midst of some price swinging. It'll be at key resistance on a multi-day scale, and we'll decline from that resistance and probably return back to it there in the same hour, if not the same hour, at some point throughout the day. There's also a high and a low within close time proximity to each other here. So when they stack up on top of each other like that, sometimes you need to give one of them like an hour wiggle room. Sometimes it's like right there, or they're both within that hour. So just keep that in mind. There's a high and a low within close time proximity to each other, and we revisit a resistance level that we fall from. We revisit in the not too distant future. This peak here around 11 o'clock, there may be temptation to chase a rally into that peak. I advise against that. Between roughly 11 and 12, a prominent move higher, full retracement. And then between 12 and 1, roughly, we've got so the full retracement probably continues into the 12 to 1 o'clock hour, increasing with the momentum. And then at some point, there's a big move to the upside out of that decline, pushing the upper end of a range higher. And then we bump along resistance sideways between roughly 1 and 2. And then sideways fluctuating decline between 2 and 3, which then turns into a notable move to the upside. 3 crisscrosses back and forth through the same price level, in the last hour, confirming a bullish trend with a big move to the upside, probably just at the close and or over the night. So this trade here, once we establish what this resistance is here, you could open up a long and close that below it, and close that long when we revisit it and possibly push it higher here, midday. If that doesn't end up being a good place to exit the long, the backup would be at the very end of the day. I like to have backups. There's also another day trade in here, sideways fluctuating decline here between roughly 2 and 3. Open up a long, close the long at the end of the day. Those are the best trades. That's SPY for March 3rd, 2025. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. My friends, you could have seen this video sooner if you had early access. And speaking of that, let me show you guys how to get early access on our website, Tarot for Traders. Hover over Order Now, click on Subscriptions. Early access, it gets you the earliest access to any of our public posts that come out on YouTube. It also gets you the S&P 500 Spider ETF SPY day trades in real time on our Discord Trade Alert channel. There's a Discord chat channel where you ask questions, and also in that Discord is a link to our live updated Trading View chart where we draw these type of things here. So all of that for $100 a month is severely underpriced. So, with that said, you can make that back way, way fast with just one day trade. We're not right all the time, but we're right a lot of the time, my friends. So thanks to everybody that goes ahead and does that and supports the channel. Much love and appreciation. Blessings to all my angel investors. I'll see you guys on the next one.